All right, so this is an introduction to the fitness center here at Swartz. This is something we have to do every year. We have to go over being safe in the fitness center here in Swartz. We also want to just make sure everyone knows the rules and what's expected. So I'm going to go through each of these 3 areas in here, go over a couple things that I want you to know or to keep in mind. And after that, you will have some time to roam around, get used to things, try things out with the remainder of class time. So starting in this room, this is our squat rack room, we call it. We have a full rack side and we have a half rack side because there's more things you can do with them. But before we get into that and talking about those things, let's first talk about the turf area that you see here that I'm at currently. So the first area is going to be the turf area. And then the turf area, we have our sleds. You can use these sleds in a variety of ways, but we want to make sure that you're not standing on them, pushing people on them. You can do a variety of things with them. You can add weight to them. If you don't put any weight on at all, they are 50 pounds. It is a great cardio exercise to go back and forth with them if that would be something that you'd like to get out of it. We can go over some other things. We do have QR codes that list some other exercises you can do with them, but we just want to make sure that you are careful on the turf when you're using the sleds. We don't want you to run into someone. If someone is already on the turf, communicate with them. Let them know that you're going to use them. Maybe they can do their exercise off the turf, that sort of thing. Now, while I'm over here, we have these box jumps. And if you can see, they are designed to be like this, okay? Not like this, not like this, all right? They need to be flat, and they also need to be up against the wall. We've had some people get hurt by not having them up against the wall, so make sure they're always there. It makes them more steady. There's 8 exercises on them, so there's plenty of things you can do with those. And technically, this is not where they're supposed to be stored. They're actually going to be stored in the back where you'll be able to pick them up, bring them over to the turf if you'd like, but that should be where they're stored, not up here like you see them currently. Moving right along, we are back over here with the ropes. You can pull the ropes off. There's 4 of them. If you're choosing to use the ropes, you could wrap them around one of these poles that you see or posts that you see. There's plenty of things you can do by yourself. You can get a partner, or you have 2 ropes on each end. All right, a variety of things you can do with the heavy ropes. The big thing is make sure you put them back when you're done. Back here in the corner, we have a treadmill. Unfortunately, the treadmill is not for us. It's for adapted PE right now. We'd love to get more treadmills. At this point, we don't have that, but in the future, we are looking to get more of them so that you can get some cardio. We'll get into treadmills here in a little bit as well, but this is the only one in here, not for our use. Over here in the corner, we got plenty of things you can do in here, but the big thing is this is not the way it's supposed to look. It kind of a disaster looking, so not a good representation. We will get this cleaned up. This is coming back from the summer, and so things are just all thrown over the place. We have yoga mats, jump ropes, ladders. You can use anything here, just make sure you put it back, and eventually you're going to see it, hopefully when you're here actually today, you're going to see it put in a much better place for your use, but right now, not looking so good. We try to keep things as nice as possible in here. Here we have some medicine balls, and we have posters throughout over by the turf that I'll show you, probably have it up on the screen right now, what you can do with those posters. It's going to give you a variety of things you can do with the medicine balls. Couple specific things you cannot do. We do not want you slamming, especially these colorful ones that you see over here. They should not be slammed. Nothing should be thrown up against the walls or any walls. We can't have that. They're not designed for that. They break. But what you can do, these black ones here on the pyramid, you can take these, and these can be slammed, all right? They're designed for impact. You can pass them with a partner, but you want to make sure that you're not slamming any of them, especially against the wall. Especially can't slam at all the colorful ones. Before I forget, we do have yoga balls. They're not meant to dribble, to throw, to bounce throw against the wall, but we do have them here, or there's 4 of them. We want to make sure that we keep them as full of air as we possibly can, so no just sitting and bouncing on them is either. We have posters against the wall that you will see. Plenty of exercises you can do with the yoga balls. All right, so we are now to the squat racks. We have the full side and the half side. The full side refers to the side that has these wooden floors, platforms. This is for powerlifting. So if you're choosing to do any powerlifting, this is the area you can do it at. We have a variety of different bars you can use. If you don't know how to powerlift, please do not do it. You can ask somebody who has experience or ourselves but you could really hurt your back. So please make sure you're not doing that. Also, we want to protect this floor. They're getting beat up pretty bad. So please, anytime the weight is landing, you want to land on the black parts, not on the wooden part. And these bumper plates, these are designed for impact. All right, so please make sure that you're using these, the ones that are kind of on the little platforms towards the ground, because they can almost bounce. All right, that's what they're designed for. So please make sure that you are taking care of them and make sure you're using those anytime you're using the wooden platform side. Obviously, we do have bar here. All the bars are 45 pounds. There are 2 bars that are 25 pounds, but primarily all of them are 45. And so you have the bench press here. You can also do squats on this side. And the other half of the rack, you can do bench and squat as well. The non-platform side, that's pretty much what they're designed for. You can do pull-ups if you'd like as well with these, but there's a variety of things you can do. The big thing here is that you are making sure that you always have a partner. You should not be lifting or benching without a partner, right? Anytime you're lifting weight above your head or your chest, you want to make sure you have a partner to spot you. We'll go over that if you're unsure how to spot someone, but I just want to make sure that is clear that you are not bench pressing without a spotter. And before I forget, we want to make sure that we are using the wipes you see right here. They already have the cleaning substance on them. Pull them. Okay, after you're using the bench, wipe down the bench, wipe down the bars. We want to get rid of germs as best as we possibly can. No one wants to lay in someone else's sweat. So make sure you are wiping things down. We have them here that you can choose from. Along the walls, we have opportunities to find these and wipe things down. They're all over the gym. So please do your best. And then once you're done, make sure that it goes in the trash can. We don't want them laying all around. This is our cardio room. There is not a whole lot of cardio. There's only 6 pieces of equipment in here. And so we try to do our best with cardio, but this is all we kind of have right now. We want to make sure that we're limiting how much time's in here. A lot of people just like to sit on the bikes and waste time not actually pedaling. If you're going to use the equipment, we want you actually using it. So please make sure you're doing that. The bikes are pretty self-explanatory, adjustable. They start to turn on when you start to pedal. That's just the easiest way to make them work. So they'll power on whenever you do that. And there's plus minus as far as timing or how hard you want it to make your workout. So definitely use that. If you do have questions, obviously you can ask us when you're on the bikes. We have the one bike that goes back and forth to adjust, and then these 2 bikes are going to vertically adjust in case you're taller or shorter, that type of thing. As far as the treadmills are over here. They are non-motorized. So that means you're using your own weight. So if I hop on a treadmill, all right, and I'm not wearing sneakers right now, so don't take a look at that, but we put both these knobs down. That's just going to use your body weight. If I just walk without leaning into this belt, then you're not going to be able to go very well. So you need to lean into the belt. When you do that, you can walk, you can jog, all right? Pretty easy. They work nicely. This is a good workout. You could also have a partner, okay? So you could take turns jogging or sprinting, hop off, next person comes on. You also can create resistance. We have a parachute over here that creates drag. We have a weight over here that creates load. When both of those are up, it creates 275 pounds of resistance. It is incredibly hard to make it go, but you can mess with that a little bit if you like. Most of the time, people just put them down, all right, and they're using them. But you have to rely on the belts, or it is not going to work out very well for you. So please make sure you're using the belts whenever you're using the treadmills. The last area in here is our main area. This is the area that is our cable machine room. So as you can see, there's a bunch of cable machines. We also have dumbbells, which I'll get into in a little bit. First of all, this piece of equipment is kind of a waste. We haven't gotten it removed yet, but it is kind of a waste. It's kind of, just in the way because it's primarily meant for TRX, if you're familiar with that, but we don't really have that ready to go. And so you can do pull-ups with it, obviously right here. You can do assisted pull-up. We'll talk about that more if you can't do a pull-up on your own. But that's pretty much what it's designed for. And so just kind of disregard it unless you want to do pull-ups. On this side, we have our lower body machines. So our lower body cable machines, they're pretty self-explanatory. They all have pictures on them showing which muscles you're working. We have labeled every one of these. The big thing with these are, if you notice something wrong with them, please let us know. That's for any equipment. But for these especially, please let us know there's something wrong. Another big thing with them is that we want you to make sure you're not slamming the weights, okay? When you're using them, use the pictures, ask us if you need help, but please don't slam the weights. This is also just not a time to just sit here, okay, and not do anything. I've seen that a lot, where people just sit here and not do anything, all right? We want you active, follow what you're doing, change the weight, all right? And you're gonna make adjustments as well. The yellow knobs are gonna help you adjust it based on your body size. Over here we have what's called a multi-function machine. There are 21 different exercises you can do right here. 21 different exercises that you can do when you are over here, so please take advantage of that. You also have different pieces that you can attach to it. Just put them back when you're done, but these are kind of all over the place sometimes, but you want to make sure that you put them back at their home here. Make the adjustments, obviously, just pull the knob. You can lift or lower, get it back into its proper place. 21 though. Most of the time, just one person will be on here, but if there's an exercise where you only need one handle, then another person can be using the other handle. So there's 21 exercises, a variety of things you can do. Just follow the pictures and the different exercises, and you can get a really nice workout with this multifunction machine. Over here is our upper body area. So the upper body area, obviously we have a machine here, 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 and over in the corner. Same thing as the lower body, same adjustments. Obviously, you're using your upper body instead of your lower body. And once again, just follow these pictures. This is the lat pull down. This is the low row, all right? So it just is going to help you as you're getting your workout to follow the pictures. But we are here to help in case you ever need that. All right, and last but not least, we have our dumbbells. We also have some benches you can move. We only have one bench decline or decline bench. The rest are parallel or they're vertical. You can make those adjustments. We tried to label where each of these go. They're all in order, starting with the lower weights up to the high weights, up to 100 pounds. More my type of weight. Just kidding. Can't lift those. But anyway, choose an appropriate weight if you're not sure. We can always help you. There are plenty of exercises and posters over here that you can choose from to do a variety of different exercises with them. If you want to take the weights and take them over to the turf to do an exercise, you're more than welcome to do that. Big thing, once again, is to make sure you're putting the weights back in the proper location, and just help us out if those weights aren't in the right location. So, big thing, if you see something, say something. If something's wrong in here, please let us know. If you are not sure where something goes, please ask us so we can put it in the proper place. We want to keep this place as clean, as nice as we possibly can. Grab a wipe things down when you are done. And obviously, we just want to limit fooling around. We're not here to fool around. We're here to get a nice little workout in, kind of create like a fitness environment. You might go to Planet Fitness or the YMCA or wherever you go. That's what we want this to be. So please ask us questions. Don't feel like any question's a dumb question. You can always ask us because obviously we want to be safe in here. All right, so that pretty much wraps up this all. If you have questions, ask us. What we want you to do now is we want you to utilize this space. Right? We don't have a ton of time, but we want you to be in all three of those rooms that I did mention. The cardio room, we want you to be in here in the cable room. We also want you to be over there in the squat rack room. All of those places are for you. We want you to be there. Try things out that you're not familiar with. You can do things that you're used to as well. If there's QR codes, unfortunately, since you don't have your phones, we're not going to be able to scan those today. There may be time where we allow you to have your phone in here during your workout. They like us to be in here 50% of the time. We sometimes get to that point, sometimes not. So we will spend a decent amount of time in here, just so you guys know that is a requirement. Hope that wraps things up for you. Hope you have a good time working out. Ask your teachers any questions that you might have while you're roaming around and getting a little workout with the time in.